there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Club Shay Shay, aka Shannon Sharpe, aka the Night Clapper. Just kidding. We are talking because we have to do a follow-up video for my video that I did yesterday, where somehow we're still trying to solve the mystery that Shannon Sharpe was live, allegedly having intimate relations with somebody, right? And remember, I told you in yesterday's video that Shannon Sharpe came out immediately, said it wasn't him, said that he was hacked, and all of these things, right? And then I guess after talking to his team, his publicist, his agent, his manager, and all the people, right? Then he said, I'm gonna address it all on Nightcap last night with none other than Chad Ochocinco. And I'm like, here we go. And right off the bat, you guys, why is Shannon Sharpe advertising, I believe it was 69 Entertainment merch, as well as some variation of a Viagra, you guys? like just leaning right into, you know, promoting things to enhance people's sexual, experiences, right? So that was one, right? And I was like, here we go. Number two. Shannon admits that it was him. And this is why, again, why do you guys do this? Why do you guys lie? Why couldn't you have just did the mute challenge, Shannon? And said, listen, I will speak on this on the Nightcap, versus coming out immediately trying to say that you were hacked, trying to frame and craft another story that didn't make sense. I'm still trying to figure out, because I've never been on Instagram Live. But according to the people, there's several steps involved. You can't just, just go live and boom. No. Then there was something else peculiar in his statement. So he claimed that he was embarrassed. He claimed that he didn't know what was going on, and that he had multiple phones, and that the one phone he was on live that was facing the ceiling, and then there was another phone that was going off, that there was people, a lot of his sports friends, a lot of his celebrity friends that were trying to hit him up, that were trying to FaceTime him, people that he hasn't even talked to in ages were trying to FaceTime him, and he didn't know what was wrong. And finally his team got a hold of him, because he said that Shannon said that he runs his own accounts, right? Finally his team got a hold of him and was like, do you know what's going on? Do you know where you're viral? Shannon Sharpe is completely clueless. He's like, no. And he's like, you need to get off live. You're on live right now. And he was like, well, why do I need to get off live? Well, this is the thing too, right? Because how are we playing dumb and you know what you just got finished doing, right? And so the person was like, listen, the world basically sees you, you're having sex, right? But they could hear some noises in the background that sounds like you're having sex with somebody. And then Shannon's like, my heart dropped. This was very dramatic or whatever. He was like, my heart dropped, right? And said that, he called the females first in his family, called ESPN, called his close colleagues, all these things, was trying to apologize. Everybody was embarrassed and all of these things. And it's like, Shannon, you know better. You know better. Something is amiss. He denied that this was a PR stunt. He denied that the female companion he was with pushed the live button and tried to expose him. And then comes, and before we get to Chad Ochocinco, we've got to shout out Katt Williams, you guys. Because if nothing else, Katt Williams, who is responsible for the explosion of Club Shay Shay in 2024 in the first place, gets on the line and calls Shannon Sharpe before the Nightcap episode, you guys. And guess what happened on the call? Katt Williams is like to Shannon Sharpe, well, they can't call you G-A-Y now. They can't say that you are G-A-Y now. And you know, and I saw it on Shannon's face. He felt away. Boy, he knew that he had to laugh, right? Because everyone, a lot of people have been accusing him of being GAY, from the Merces, from the former alleged stylist that was courtside with Shannon at the basketball games, the NBA games. How, you know, still he's not married or anything, so people, you know, they do that too. They're like, oh, if you're not married by a certain age, or even if you're divorced and you're still single at a certain age, you might not be, you know, for the people, right? You might be in a certain sex. And then you guys took it a step further, trying to find out who this Michelle was, you guys. And this is interesting too, because I feel like she followed the same playbook of Shannon, which was to deny. And some people had did some serious digging who apparently do not have jobs, and come to the conclusion that this was the Michelle that Shannon was walking through in the video, right? In the night clapper video. And so nonetheless, you know, she comes out and she's like, I go by Nichelle, not Michelle. And I was like, oh, here we go. I said, here we go. I was like, I don't know, girl. I don't know. Because if they get audio of your voice and and your voice matches, I don't know. I don't know. It might not be good for you. So we'll see about that. We'll see what comes of that. Then Shannon is giving us unnecessary details about how after he was intimate with the girl that she might have needed some ice packs, you guys. TMI, we didn't need to know. And then Chad Ochocinco is cracking jokes saying, well, you know, it was only like a couple minutes long. And then Shannon tries to get in front of it and says, I was 25 minutes deep. I was like, you know what? I was like, here we go. I was like, here we go. You're embarrassed, but you're giving us unnecessary details about said embarrassment, right? Nonetheless, Chad Ochocinco was cracking more jokes about how, you know, he's got to get, you know, Shannon Sharpe to the gym, to the weight room and all these things that, yeah, he's healthy per se, but he was doing way too much, you know, breathing and all these things. He seemed out of breath and all of these things, and needed to get that cardio up and all that because he was concerned about the heavy breathing and everything else. And it was hilarious, you guys. I was cracking up, you guys. I truly was cracking up, right? So that was that piece, right? And so then, you know, I'm trying to think what else. I think also Chad Ochocinco, he was cracking jokes, trying to find out who the Michelle lady was, and just listing off Michelle A-list celebrities for whatever reason. But yeah, I don't know. There's still some people who are not buying this, who still think that this is a publicity stunt. There's still some people who think that this is a humiliation ritual. This is some people who still think that this is to cover up, you know, a scandal or cover up the drama that took place the other day when Shannon Sharpe went off on Chad Ochocinco for being late to their program. And all of these things, all of these wild conspiracies are, you know, circling around. But the bottom line was Shannon Sharpe was wilded. Shannon Sharpe was unprofessional. And oh, by the way, we've heard from ESPN, you guys. We have heard from ESPN. And normally Thursdays and Fridays, Shannon Sharpe is off the network, off the air anyways. He has those days off. So there's not going to be any disciplinary action, you guys. And I told you this was going to happen. I told you guys. I said typically Disney at the minimum would have given him a suspension. And I said Paul Pierce was just simply on the live with the strippers. He wasn't having sex on live, right? But got fired immediately. Was let go immediately, you guys. Once they got wind of the video, I think it was the same day, they were like, deuces. Don't let the door, you know, hit you on the way out. Don't even bother coming into the office. We will send you your stuff. But either because Shannon Sharpe got right in front of it and called ESPN, or because ESPN has no staff anymore because they fired everyone, and they need Shannon Sharpe, and they know the numbers that Shannon Sharpe is pulling in and the ratings for First Take and how popular he is with Club Shay Shay and Nightcap and everything else. That they're basically like, hey, this is going to be your warning, right? This is going to be your warning, but we're not going to do any discipline because ultimately we did not physically see anybody, although we heard some disturbing things, even though we work for Disney. But you came right out in front of it and you owned it after lying and saying that you were hacked, you guys. So we're going to give you another chance. We're going to give the Night Clapper another chance. And I am here for all of the comedy, all of the spoofs that are taking place. This is going to be a part of other people's set now. So I believe it was Kev on Stage had one of the funniest spoofs of this, where he just had his phone on live in the background on a wooden floor and was like, when I say your name and they're clapping, I'm clapping because they're saying something positive about you. He tried to turn it into a sermon, right? And I was undone, you guys. I could not stop laughing because it was so hilarious. It was so hilarious. But Shannon Sharpe, I'm gonna need you to tighten up. And now he's up here talking about how he's gonna leave his phone out in the car when he goes to have sex and have sexy time with women. And my thing is, why? Right? You knew what happened. And that was the other piece too. The one other component was apparently there's several steps to get on Instagram Live. And he said that he was the only person, Shannon's the only person who he manages all of his accounts. But he said that there's somebody on his team that also can log in and access his accounts. And in fact, that was the person that ended the live after 5 minutes. And I was like, oh. So if they can quickly get in and end that live, how do I not know that they weren't the one that started it? I don't know. It's just not making sense. Because Shannon Sharpe said that he never has gone live before on Instagram. And I don't know if that is true or not. I just don't know, because you told the people you were hacked, and that was a lie. Only for you to come admit it after you talked to your team. So, I don't know, Shannon. To me, the whole thing to me is it's jokes, and it's funny in itself. Because everybody wants to talk about, like, how they're on this, moral high ground, the pillar of perfection and professionalism and all these things, and want to talk down to other people. But then you get caught up in a scandal, right? You get caught up, and you get caught with your hands in the cookie jar, literally. You get caught with your pants down, literally. And it's crickets. Nothing is going to happen to you. Nothing. Nada, zilch. And you work for Disney. You work for Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse. You guys, you work for The Lion King. Can you make it make sense? But nonetheless, they said, hey, thanks but no thanks for your concern, people. But Shannon Sharpe is our untouchable, right? People thought it was Stephen A, but Shannon Sharpe is now our untouchable. But shout out to Katt Williams, you guys, for bringing it full circle, for being, like I said, the viral sensation. I believe over 70 million plus views for your interview back in January, for setting it off. And now we have Shannon Sharpe involved in a scandal of his own, you guys. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.